All right, hello everyone, Mr. Hurley here. In today's video, I want to give a special shout out to all of our sixth grade students out there, okay? Now the sixth graders are being promoted this year and they're heading off to seventh grade. We're gonna miss you guys, all right? And we didn't get to see you this year at all as well, and that's been pretty tough. Okay, so all of the former teachers, we got together and we decided that we would like to do some read aloud videos for you guys. All right. Now we're also doing this in honor of Read Across America Week. All right. So I hope you enjoy it. And I would also like to say hello out there to all of my former students in sixth grade. I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe and staying positive during this difficult time we're in. All right. Let's get to the read aloud. As you can see, my read aloud is going to be about fossils, all right? Something that I'm really interested in and something that you might already be interested in too, or might become interested in after this read aloud. And you could probably figure out that my read aloud is going to be all nonfiction today. Nonfiction, meaning true and factual, okay? So my read aloud is going to be about fossils and a little bit about arrowheads, okay? Arrowheads and fossils. So I hope you enjoy it. All right, and the book I'm going to use is called Rocks, Fossils, and Arrowheads. This is a book that I got from school and a book that I've been enjoying over the years. Okay, it's pretty long, so I'm not going to be able to read the whole thing to you guys, but I am going to read the sections on fossils and arrowheads. So let's get started. I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. Fossils. We'll start with fossils. When most plants and animals die, they just rot away back into the earth until nothing is left. But sometimes they are completely trapped or covered in mud or sand that turns to rock. Eventually, the rock holding the fossil cracks open or weathers away, and the fossils can be found. And you could find your own fossils. Okay, I found a couple of these up here. Most fossils were of sea creatures with shells that were found today in sedimentary rock, such as sandstone and limestone. And yes, all of the fossils you see here right now are all of sea creatures. We have the sea lily, which is an animal, not a plant. We have, well, this is not a sea animal. This is a freshwater fish, but it is a water animal, okay? This is called a trilobite, okay? This is a prehistoric animal that lived millions and millions of years ago. Okay, and its closest relative today would be a crab. Okay, and here we have some giant teeth from an animal, a dinosaur, a sea dinosaur called a mosasaur. All right, all sea creatures. And shells, here's one that I found, shells. So there's a fossil of a shell. These you could find here around where we live. I found this close to where we live here. Okay, a shell fossil. All right, let's keep going. That means they can be found in areas that used to be water environments. Yeah, this area here that we live used to be underwater. So we could find fossils of shells here where we live because it was all underwater. This was all ocean millions and millions of years ago, okay? You may find a single fossilized shell or a cluster of shells cemented together, okay? This looks like a cluster of shells. Yeah, that's a cluster of shells cemented together. That's what I found. A whole tree might become a fossil as well. Its pieces are called petrified wood, and they may be different colors. Some fossils are not the whole animal or plant, but just its imprint or outline. okay? This kind of fossil may look like a footprint or a tail print or a leaf print, okay? This fossil of the fish would be an example of like an imprint fossil, like we were just talking about, all right? The oldest fossil ever found is over 3 billion years old. Wow. Fossils are still being made every day. Years from now, someone will find a shell or a plant fossil from today and be able to learn about the things that lived during our times. So millions of years from now, people will find fossils that are being made today. All right, so interesting about fossils there. Let's move on to arrowheads, okay? I have a few arrowheads here. I like to collect arrowheads. I still want to find one. I haven't found one yet, but you can still find these out in the desert and in different places. So let's move on and talk about some arrowheads. Before I do that, let me show you one more fossil that I found of a shark tooth. All right, you see the shark tooth embedded in the sandstone, in the rock. So that was an interesting fossil that I found years ago. Let's move on to arrowheads. I hope you're enjoying this, guys. All right, arrowheads. Most arrowheads found today are between 1/2 inch and 2 inches long. It is likely that small ones were attached to small sticks for hunting of birds. Large arrowheads on stronger pieces of wood were probably used to hunt larger animals. Okay, like this one. This is a large arrowhead. I'm sure this was used to hunt larger animals like deer or buffalo maybe. All right. Arrowheads were usually made out of a hard sedimentary rock called flint. There are different types of flint in North America where we live, so you may find different types of arrowheads in different parts of the continent. Most regions had just one type of flint. Remember, that's the rock. And most arrowheads found in that area were made in one shape. Because flint can be white, gray, red, or black in color, arrowheads can be found in many different colors. An arrowhead has 3 parts. The sharp end is called the tip or the point. Okay, that's pretty obvious. The tip or the point. All right, that's one part of the arrowhead. Okay, the whole or the wide middle section is called the body or the arrowhead or the face of the arrowhead. The square end is called the base or bottom. Okay, so let's go over those parts. Okay, we have the tip. We have the tip right there. We have the face of the arrowhead. And we have the base, the square part, where they would attach the stick to it. Okay, so 3 parts of an arrowhead. Interesting. Okay, I'm learning some stuff too. I didn't know that. Okay, often when a person finds an arrowhead in a field or near a stream, the arrowhead is broken. It might be missing the tip or base or both. When pieces of flint chip off, the edges are sharp. Those edges of the arrowhead are believed or sloped by carefully striking it with another very hard rock. This makes the edge thin and even sharper. Many arrowheads have a notch on each side where the body and the base meet. Arrowheads are notched in different ways. For example, some arrowheads are side notched, while others are bottom notched or corner notched. And others may be notched in more than one place. Don't put your hand into any hole or burrow, like an animal burrow. If you're searching for arrowheads, which you could do, and I've done it before, I've never found one, but I hope to find one someday, don't be sticking your hands in animals' burrows, okay? It may be an animal's home, and he might not like it, okay? When exploring at night, use a flashlight when you're looking for arrowheads. That's what the book tells us. Here's an interesting fact. To attach arrowheads to the arrow shafts, Indians commonly used horsehair, plant vines, or dried deer tendon called sinew to hold the binding tight. They used a waxy glue from fresh animal hides. Interesting, I didn't know that. So they would use those materials to attach the arrowhead to the shaft, the wood part. Okay, so that's our information on arrowheads. And here's some of the pictures. Okay, so once again, our read aloud was from Rocks and Fossils and Arrowheads. Okay, so 6th grade students, I hope you have lots of success in 7th grade, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye from Mr. Hurley. Bye-bye. Thank you.